on your retirement. Whether you're retired or want to see how soon that can happen,
there's a
give me a call to set up a complimentary, no obligation.
The noon hour.
And I'll show you how I can help you get the most sustainable income out of Social Security. Your 401k,
okay, now we're up, but yes, we already have that built in where we can have.
They can designate a range of stuff they want, and they automatically get billed and sent that lead.
I think on their side of the app, the vendor side, they can say automatically buy X.
Oh.
I think even to the point if it's in this area, which of course would be important.
I'm Amy Eric, founder of Madison.
Yeah.
A hair color company I named after my
We actually, we spent a lot of time on that algorithm.
Here's Vicky, one of our
Isn't it funny that's all that is?
Mark, it's really well done. It's really well done.
Now I got these two.
I don't care, I'm just curious.
Yeah, nothing at the moment. I'm afraid tossing something out.
When you mention specials, specifically on card, do you get results?
It will generate phone calls and or emails, but I tell you what, maybe 5% of the people actually show up. They'll schedule appointments. There are no-shows most of the time.
Every time I get a chance to answer like a technical question, we get a call a day or two after. That always works out.
Whenever you establish yourself as a person, and by the way, it doesn't have to be just car stuff. When you comment on anything, you become a personality. You will get business from it. I try to tell people that all the time. You don't have to have car. Oh, yeah.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by Fix It 24/7. This is a time of year, man, it gets hot, it gets cold, it gets snow, it gets this, it gets that. Oh, we just called out to the house the other day for a plumbing leak. And they came and did some stuff, and it's amazing the quality and the value that they offer. Yeah, it was a small leak, and while they're there, they do things and say, no charge. And it's not just because it's me. I mean, honest to goodness, we get these reviews all the time. So anyway, $39, we'll get them to your home for any problem, and that includes the diagnosis and the written estimate. If you decide to have the work done, you don't even pay the $39. They credit you. If you have it done, fine. You know, you get that credited, and you get the work done at the best value anywhere, really, for the same work, same products. Now, if you don't get it done, all you pay is $39. You can't lose. Fix It 24/7. 720-526-3939. That's 526. That's 720-526-3939 or fixmyhome.com. I'm a consumer advocate. This show is all about help. You call us 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, today is car day. Now, we never have a one-topic show, but of course, call with any car problems, questions, complaints, because we have our experts here today from Hands On Auto Tech and Kimmer Transmission. Give us a call. Now, Gary, I'm going to get to you. What is going on? You held yesterday. I want to get to you. And then, David, we contacted you after you contacted us. We're going to take you. So what's going on, Gary?
Hey, Tom. How are you doing?
Good, man. What's going on with you?
I've been fighting this issue for several years.
Several years?
A couple times. I sent information to the police, and the police have sat on the information, didn't do anything, didn't contact any of my customers.
Well, what's going on?
Okay. There was a check that was stolen from my company.
Okay.
One of my subcontractors had taken the check and cashed it for himself, even though it was not written to him.
How much?
He just wrote.
How much?
$2,000.
Okay, so what's the problem?
I can't get that money.
Well, hold on. Wait. The bank should reimburse you. Put that in your account and investigate. When you say it was stolen, explain this to me. This check was presented to your bank for payment. Who was it made out to?
To my company.
It wasn't a check he wrote, Tom. It was written to him from a customer that a subcontractor picked up on behalf of Gary and then went and cashed the check.
So he didn't steal a company check, Gary. He stole a check a customer's check.
Yep.
Well, actually, he didn't steal it. He simply took the money.
Yes.
Gary, do you understand? He took your money. So here's a check made out to Gary or his company, and your employee took it, or your sub.
Yep.
Why did your sub pick up the check?
I don't know how he was able to pick up the check.
Did he work? Wait, did he work at that house?
No, he didn't.
Okay, so out of the blue, a subcontractor that you once used on another job went to this customer's house, knocks on the door, and says, "I'm here to pick up a check."
Oh, it's a little bit more complicated
Well,
than that.
can you tell me a quick version, please?
Okay, his girlfriend was my bookkeeper and gave him the information on who to collect checks from.
Gary, his girlfriend was your bookkeeper.
Yes.
And she gave him what information?
Information about customers that had checks.
Okay, and then he purposely went to one of these houses and picked up a check.
That's correct.
So he called and said, "I'm so-and-so, and Gary wants me to come pick up a check."
I believe that's the
okay.
scenario.
All right, well, what does the customer say?
The customer is out of state, and I'm unable to get a hold of them.
You mean they're on vacation or something?
No. The customer actually lived in North Dakota. The house that he had was in Aurora.
Okay, fine. That's enough. So this guy went and picked up a check in Aurora and cashed it. And he cashed it. Okay. So, and it's a $2,000 check.
That's correct.
Did he have authorization to cash checks?
No.
I can't understand why they won't go and investigate this. I don't understand it. Now, if I had somebody once that worked for me that wrote checks at liquor stores and stuff, my company checks, and because she once in a while deposited checks for me, the cop said, well, she has authority to do stuff with checks, so, you know, it's hazy. But with you, this sounds like a clear-cut case of someone intercepting a check, and did he deposit it in his account?
I believe he deposited it into his U.S. bank account.
In his account?
He believes.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, but he got your money. How do you know he did it?
Because on the back of the check, it is signed with his company's name.
Okay. Is he going to claim you owed him money?
No.
What is he going to say? Is he going to admit doing it?
I think he will not admit doing it.
But you have a canceled check.
I have a canceled check that I got from his bank.
And you're saying, wait a minute, this guy took my check, and it's made out to you, right?
That's correct.
What? And he signed his company's name on the back.
That's correct.
And he did it at your bank?
He did it at his bank.
Okay. Why did your bank honor it?
Wells Fargo said...
Well, no, your bank didn't honor it. I'm sorry, I'm wrong.
No.
Your bank... But, listen, this is very screwed up, okay? I don't even understand how his bank allowed him to do it. If I, at my own bank, try to deposit a check for some... I can't do it like that. I mean, how did he deposit a check made out to you? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, and the banks won't give me information other than giving me a copy of the check that he cashed at his bank.
So, okay, what police agency did you send this to?
Both Denver and Aurora. The bank is in Aurora.
What reason do they give you for not looking into this?
Aurora said that Denver was going to investigate since my business was in Denver.
Okay.
Denver sat on it and didn't do anything with it.
Okay. How long ago was this?
I submitted the report or the check to the police
just tell me when
3 years ago when it first happened.
Well, it's too late.
Probably August.
It's too late, bro. It's too late.
August in 2015.
It's too late.
Well,
too late.
The police had the information back in August.
It's too late. I was going to suggest you taking the small claims court. You'd get a judgment in 5 seconds, but it's too late. I think it's too late because it's fraud and there's a statute of limitations which you're going to have to figure out. But man, I don't know why they didn't do
the police
it.
act on it?
I don't know.
They sat on it.
I
They
don't
let
know,
the
Gary,
criminal go.
because economic crime is a low priority. There was the district attorneys. This should have been done. This is fraud, out and out fraud. Okay, did you fire the bookkeeper?
Yes.
Okay. Well, sorry about that, man.
She stole $40,000 from my checking account before she left.
How did she do that?
Presented to the police, and they did nothing on it.
How did she do that?
She was given access to the checking account so she can write checks. And
okay, then they won't prosecute that. Nope. When you give someone authority and they take money, they're not going to prosecute it.
But in the meantime, I'm going to broadcast it online that this person stole money from my business.
You should. You should. But I can't do anything about it now. It's too bad. You were ripped off, Gary. But you know what? We've talked about this before. It happens all the time with economic crime. They don't want to handle it, especially Denver. David, what's going on with you? David.
Hey, Tom.
Hi.
Yeah, about back in April, we dropped off 3 VHS tapes to Moving Memories in Parker. They're a service that transcribes tape they digitize tape to DVDs, and so they were supposed to be back by June. And we were actually out of the country in the summer, and we came back in August and started calling them because we hadn't heard back from them. And each time we called, we got this new guy at the front desk whose name I forget. But he
so
was,
let's speed forward. Did they lose your stuff?
Yes, that's the bottom line. And back in October, I emailed them finally because we didn't get any results.
Do you have a receipt or anything proving what you dropped off?
Yes, I do have the receipt.
And where are they? Where are they located right now?
Moving Memories is in Parker on Main Street.
Are they still there?
Yeah, they're still in business.
Same ownership?
Yeah, as far as
I think we've had complaints on this.
So what do they say about it? What are they going to do? Anything?
Well, the last contact I got was back in October when they left a message on my cell phone saying that the tapes were lost. They were looking for them.
Okay.
That they were calling. They thought that maybe they gave them to a customer.
This sucks.
Accident.
What were these tapes about? What? Tell me about the content.
Well, the tapes were tapes that were made back in the 90s, transcribed from some home movies of my dad. From the 30s, and they showed my dad on a cruise ship and stuff like that. It's the only tapes I have of my dad.
Hold on, because I have a primary question. Hold on, all right? Appliance Factory has a Black Friday sale going on right now, and what's the message, Mark, if you had to summarize it?
Man, 40% off Lowe's, 40% off Home Depot, or at least I should say up to, and better than that, you ready for this?
Yeah.
They guarantee anything you buy now up to Black Friday, if on Black Friday any of the competition has the same product cheaper, they'll give you the difference back. You can't beat it.
So there's no way that you can be screwed by a Black Friday sale.
They're doing early Black Friday on all appliances, and by the way, it's Appliance Factory in Mattress Kingdom. I guess they have an entire array of, like, every mattress made.
Appliance Factory in Mattress Kingdom, 19 stores. Look for one near you. What's the website? It's appliancefactory.com. Appliancefactory.com. And if you buy now and you find it on sale on Black Friday cheaper, they will refund the difference. Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom.
Mr. Small Claim Suit.
Yes.
I have a stack of people that I have suing right now. You have what? A stack of people I have in small claims suit. And God, they're working.
Well, I mean, do they have court dates?
Yeah, they have court dates.
So they've been served?
Well, what I'm talking to you about one right now is they're having trouble serving. But God, they are successful. They really do work.
Well, they work if the people care any bit about their reputation.
Well, okay.
That idiot we were talking about yesterday, he doesn't care about his reputation, so he won't show up.
Well, this painting company hired this lady to paint some dormers. This was back in August. She had a bill of $12,000. She never got paid a dime. Anyway, the lady's been avoiding the sheriff's department.
Yes.
They're in Fort Collins. I think if I called her about painting a bunch of hangers, that she'd come down here for an estimate. There's no reason I can't serve her any.
Oh, that's a great idea. We've done stuff like that.
Okay, because I want her nailed.
Who did I do that to? I cold cocked and went live with this guy, Rudy. He was going to give me an estimate. God, he drove around in that turd mobile. This RV was the biggest. I swear to God, you have never seen an RV so nasty. Him and his meth head kid. But we went live. He was coming out to give me an... I remember what happened. We found a house that was for sale around here. We called up and said, hey, we're selling our house. We want an estimate on the cement for the driveway.
There you go.
And he showed up in his rolling turd. Him and his kid came out, and boom, it went great. And we served him.
Okay, good.
Of course, he never, once again, though, here's a turd that never showed up for court. His kid got in my face and threatened me. It was really,
really pissing this lady off. Is she, she's out 12 grand.
Yeah.
And in Facebook, she knows this woman. In Facebook, this woman's showing off the dirt bike and all the stuff she bought from not paying her employees.
Arlo HD, $199 for 3 camera setup.
You hire subs.
That's a hell of a
She shows off. Here's what
Walmart Black Friday. Arlo HD. 3 camera setup with the base station, everything. Full wireless. I'm looking at the Walmart Black Friday. So not only do I get the Black Friday price, but I get 25% off. You can't beat that.
Stay away from Black Friday. I want nothing.
The only reason I go is because of that extra 25% off. Man.
I'm just loading up the declosure fund.
So the 2-bit attorney was charged with domestic.
Which one?
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
The creepy porn.
Any new information?
Oh, yeah, he's out on bond for 50 grand and her face is battered.
Who was it? So there are bruises.
Oh, fuck yeah, they're bruises.
So because,
who was it? Did they say who got beat up?
They never release a domestic violence.
No, they shouldn't. It's a serious problem. But man, trust me, as soon as I hear it, I think,
but wait,
make sure
he wants the benefit of the doubt.
What?
He didn't give Kavanaugh the benefit of the doubt when he brought forward all these pranks, all these. I hate even to use the word women.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, he was guilty till he was playing guilty till proven innocent the whole time.
I'm glad he got it. I'm glad that asshole is in trouble.
It didn't happen. You're saying she was.
Who cares if it didn't happen? He didn't give a shit when he brought false accusations. I hope they bury the prick.
Was he also the attorney for Stormy Daniels?
What?
Was he also the attorney for Stormy Daniels?
Yeah, he's the creepy
Same
porn
one.
attorney.
Okay, that's what I thought. Jesus, that guy.
I love it when liberals, and did you hear all these guys, when the liberals come out, and it's one of their own like him, well, let's give him a chance, he just got accused, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit, because they don't give a shit when it goes the other way.
Yeah.
It's all dirty pool the other way.
Yeah, this guy doesn't.
Or pocket pool in his case. Prick.
The problem with that crime is when you're accused,
you're fucked.
You're fucked, even when it's proven false.
You're fucked. There's no doubt
Tom,
about it.
I just had somebody just last week ask me about your situation, and it was
totally dismissed.
I know.
Expunged, removed, but it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. You got a black
People
eye.
want to believe it. They'll believe it the rest of their fucking lives.
I had a very similar situation happen to me.
From your nut sister?
Nobody knows about.
No, actually, this was from my second wife.
You type MI into Google, and instantly Michael and Betty comes up. All you gotta do is type MI into Google, and he's the first hit. Something's trending.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. The Raleigh House is there for you, the Raleigh House. If you have an addict in your life or you're an addict, call them. This is not a crisis line. This is not a sign-up line. Listen, they know they're gonna get clients, but they want people to be informed. So if you have an addict in your life, here's the simple message. Call them. 720-893-5559 for information. Everyone needs information about addiction. There's so much false information. And
they'll tell you how to deal with the addiction, with the person, what to look for, what to say, how to act, about what treatment is all about, the various forms of treatment, what it costs, how insurance plays into it. Everything you need to know, the Raleigh House will tell you about, even other programs and free programs and all of that. 720-893-5559. By providing this free service, they know that they will help hundreds of people. 893-5559. Okay.
I want to give you an update on this ServPro deal going down with Jade and Castle Rock.
Can we do it right after David?
Absolutely.
I want to ask David a quick question. David, I had a similar thing happen where I had tapes of my career dropped off at a store that I thought went out of business. They left. They surfaced, and thank goodness I was able to find all of those tapes. I know how how that feels when you're going to lose something. But you most likely, let's say, you lost them, and they admit they lost them. The simple question: what now? What do you want?
Well, I would think I should probably get some kind of financial reimbursement for them, and I don't really know.
And that's that's the age-old question. Really, it is. I mean, what is it worth, and how do you get compensated? And I'm wondering if anyone ever has been compensated, not just for this memory, but for photos and other things. What do people do when your precious memories are lost?
We used to say the same thing about animals. What do you do when someone kills your cat?
Yeah. Now, it used to be cats were just personal property, and the value was the value, literally, like $1.98. But here's the deal. Some attorneys have changed all that with case law. I'm not going to get into lost pets, although it is in the same vein. What is sentimental value or attachment worth? Now, I wonder, I've never really looked it up, if the courts have awarded damages in these kinds of cases, and if so, how do they determine the value? I don't know.
Well, the problem is small claims court wouldn't, because there's no pain and suffering, if you will, for small claims court.
In
so
small claims court, you have money. You have to have a black and white amount. So, David, really, unless they volunteer to give you something, you have to sue them, and you would sue them for pain and suffering. That's what you would sue them for.
Are we going to have Clint call them, though?
Yeah. But here's what I want to know, David. And this is really a question that no one likes to answer, but I'm going to say. If they say to you, David, this is terrible, may we offer you $100, what's the very first feeling you get?
Well, I think that would be a little bit low.
Okay, now, hold on. You don't have to give me any explanation. I don't care. I really don't, David, because I'm not assuming that you want your videos, okay? But here's what I really want to know, and this is truly the measure, but you have to be honest. If you had those tapes, and I said to you, David, I am doing a project, and I need them. You'll never see them again. They're going overseas, but I need the original. I need them all. You can't make copies. In other words, I'm taking them from you. Would you sell them?
No, I wouldn't. I would never sell them.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. We just haven't determined the price, but you would.
Okay.
David, let's be honest. I'm asking. If I said to you, I'm going to take them away from you forever, how much would you be satisfied with? But I think, what? If I said, here's $25,000, will that suffice? What would you say?
I think that would more than suffice.
Okay, so you're honest, by the way. A lot of people would say, oh, $1 million. But really, if someone would write a check for $25,000 or give you cash, what about if they said $10,000? And try to examine how you feel and what you think. What do you think? There's no right answer. I'm just asking.
I'll be honest with you. From the top of my head, I'd say something like $3,000 to $5,000.
Okay, all right.
The value.
All right. So you're one of the few people that are honestly assessing things. So I don't think that these people have any clue of value and would never pay. And probably they disclaimed something when you went and dropped them off. But I don't know if they did or not. And that doesn't excuse just flat out negligence.
And even if they didn't, I'm curious how a judge, let's say it wasn't small claims court, how would a judge even look at that? Like, how would a judge or a jury evaluate how much his wedding photos were?
But they do. They do.
Yeah.
I mean, people do it all the time. So I would like to hear from anyone who thinks or who have gone, maybe you've gone through something like this. How do you put a value on it? Would courts put a value on it, or would they laugh you out of court? I don't know. I really don't know the answer. This is one thing we've never been able to do. We're going to call them for you, David, and figure something out, but I don't think they're going to offer you anywhere near that. I don't think they'll offer you anything, actually. I just don't think they will. 303-713-TALK. Yes, Mark.
ServPro.
Okay, hold on, John. I want to take you about your contract. Hold on. Go ahead.
This is a ServPro that also thinks they're general contractors. They have screwed this woman.
No, they're
Castle
terrible.
Rock
They're
so
terrible. And I would never
23.
use. I would never use ServPro. Aren't they franchises, though?
Yeah, they are.
Which
and this
one
is
this?
This is ServPro of Aurora, Castle Rock, Parker, and West Littleton, Sheridan. That's what it says on their estimate. These guys actually think their contractors did the drywall. They're trying to make her pay now for things that weren't done.
Are they proud of the work?
If they're proud of this work, the entire floor needs to be basically brought back up. They didn't do any subfloor. You walk around on this LVT, and all you hear is creak, 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 creak. I've had Moses out there. We know what it's going to take to finish. The only thing we're left to know is how much the flooring is, and I'm meeting Buddy Mitchell out there.
What do you think they owe her?
I'd say right now, if they just kept the $10,000 the insurance company has given them, that's about where they should be. The problem is they're telling Jade they need this paid for, but I'm looking at what they think they did. The drywall's not even up. These guys are saying it's ready for paint.
Well, why?
They're delusional.
Well, hold on. Is it that ServPro just hired a bunch of subs?
Nitwits. No, nitwits.
No, but did they hire subs and they're not really involved?
Well, yeah, of course they did. You know, they did do a good job at drying the place out. Right. They need to stick to what they're good at, which is a bunch of hot air.
Any of these catastrophe companies, I don't care who they are. I don't care who they are. You should never, ever, ever, ever use them beyond the initial cleanup. Ever. I don't care who they are. You shouldn't. Even if they're good at it, then you put them in the mix and evaluate them with other contractors when you choose someone to rebuild, and don't ever feel pressured by your insurance company.
The problem is these guys do not, now they want out since we've got involved. Well, let's just everybody get even.
They suck.
Oh, my God, do they suck. We're going to stay on top of this one, and when we're done, I estimate she's going to have a way better deal and actually have money in her pocket.
Good. Thank you for getting involved. Now, I want to talk to John about his employment contract. Do you have a quick question about your contract?
I do.
Yes.
Quick background. I'm doing contract work. I've been doing it for a while. Usually, you know, Kelly Services, any one of these other companies, you go in, you interview, they say, yes, we'll take you, you work, you turn in a time card, they pay you.
Now, in those cases, you're an employee of Kelly or one of those temp services, and they lease you out. Okay.
So I went for a job. The contract agency is out of Kansas City, and I'm thinking, all right, whatever. Anyway, they sent me this contract that has all sorts of clauses in it, and I basically went in and said, this and this and this and this are not acceptable. Take them out.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to negotiate, yes.
Right. So one of the things they're not negotiating on is they say that the contract shall be governed by the laws of Kansas.
Yeah, and you know why. That's very simple. They don't want to come here if there is an issue.
Right.
Very typical.
My question is, am I setting myself up for a potential problem if that is the case, other than the obvious that I would have to go to Kansas in order to...
Well, that is the obvious. But
they would ask for a change of venue and it'll be done.
But first of all, they're not talking about venue. They're talking about the laws of which that contract is construed. It has nothing to do with the location, because it flat out doesn't. It doesn't mean it must be tried in Kansas. It means it must be construed by Kansas law. Let me give you an example. If there's a diversity of clients and diversity of parties, and you have experts from somewhere else, and they have experts from somewhere else, or you have clients from somewhere else, you could very well go to federal court here in Denver and say there's a diversity of clients, of parties, and I want to hear. But they would use Kansas law to interpret it unless it's a federal offense. If it's a federal offense, I don't give a damn what they say. If it's a federal offense, it's going to be federal law. If it's a state offense, it's going to be Kansas law. So, you know, you have to figure out what the hell's going on. So,
okay.
you know, you know, this
one
is...
One quick last question.
Yes.
One of the things that I'm objecting to is they said if any of these conditions get broken, they're entitled to injunctive relief and damages.
Okay.
I
That's
wanted
common.
them to change it to they're entitled to pursue it as compared to entitled to have it.
You know, that's
that
a very, you know,
unreasonable?
that's a very smart point. I never even noticed that, but you're right. They're saying they're entitled to it. However, by the sheer definition of injunctive relief, it's dictated by the court, which means they would have to pursue it. And the other one is damages. What damages? I just think that, you know, you have to negotiate the way you see fit, but actually you should have an attorney doing it. You really should.
Okay.
Is this a really big agency that you need?
I had never heard of them before.
Then why are you bothering with this?
Because they have the exclusive contract for the place that I want to work at.
Okay. So you're going to be leased, and you're going to be an employee of this organization.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Then you're very, very wise to examine this closely. And
okay.
And you know, it's what the two things you brought up are not uncommon. Having the contract construed by your own state is common in every contract I've ever seen, and so is the injunctive relief and damages. So I don't see anything alarming if I was looking at it for me. So but you're smart to do it.
How would a court in any state, though, let's say, what did he say, Kansas?
Yeah.
So if it did come down to a lawsuit, it would have to be in Kansas.
No, it doesn't.
Colorado can't construe, well, except for federal.
You're right.
But how would Colorado construe Kansas law?
You're right. 99% of the time it would be in the venue where the law is construed. But there are situations, weird situations, where you're not suing, you're suing on something else, and you could bring it somewhere. But when they go to interpret it, the judge would simply interpret by Kansas law and instruct the jury sue. But I've never heard of that happening, Mark. I have heard whenever that happens, you have to go there. Okay? That's what I've heard, that you have to go there. Also, one other quick note, except for federal. See, federal cases take it out of state anyway. So it really should say construed by the laws of Kansas when state issues are when state issues.
Like our suit against Home Advisor for stealing our intellectual property, in my opinion, is federal.
Well, it is because it was federal law that we're going after.
We're just lucky that they're actually here in state, but
no,
even if they weren't, it wouldn't matter.
No, they'd have to come here. That's the point. We're lucky that our federal court for this district is here.
That's right.
We're lucky because anytime someone in Denver wants to bring a federal lawsuit, they just have to go to Denver. But the other clients may have to travel a lot. All right. There aren't that many federal courts, in other words. We have more coming right up, 303-713-TALK, Icon Eye Care. I can't say enough about Icon, I-C-O-N. You've seen the signs around. They have eye care centers started by Dr. Rick Anderson so many years ago. He was the first one to come out with cheap LASIK, and I mean it's dirt cheap. He was doing it for a few $100 when everyone else was charging $3,000 and $4,000. And they did such a great job that he started opening up other centers. And I don't mean to diss them when I say cheap. It is. It's very inexpensive, but high-quality eye care. Icon Eye Care always gives you the best deals. So in addition to their expertise and having great eye care for glaucoma, macular degeneration, for cataract surgery, for LASIK, for my clear lens exchange I told you about, IconEyeCare.com. That's Icon, 866-GOT-ICON.
This is Denver's Talk Station 630 K-House, an iHeartRadio station.
Do you know what the #1 selling game of all time video game?
The number one, you mean the franchise, not just one game. You mean all the games under, for example, Madden NFL.
Right.
Not just one game.
Right, yeah, I guess.
I
guess so, you're right.
If I had to guess, I'd say Black Ops, but I'm probably wrong.
Tetris.
Okay. I started to say that.
I don't even know what it is.
It drops, God, that's old.
They go like this.
The number 2 is Minecraft.
Yeah.
Before I go on, this does not count Fortnite.
Because it wasn't out yet?
No, because it's free.
God, Tetris is what, 1970s or 80s? God, that's old.
Tetris is still the outselling game. Minecraft is second.
You know what's bullshit?
Grand Theft Auto.
It's not free, though. You know that, and I know that. The reason that game is so successful is because of all the added-on shit they sell. It's just a different model. It's not free.
What are you talking about, Minecraft?
The money that they spend.
It's by far from free.
No, you have to use V-Bucks to get special suits and weapons. And I'm telling you, man, it's scary expensive.
My granddaughter's into the Comic-Con stuff.
Comic-Con.
So she buys the real outfits.
You know who died?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Stan.
King. Guys, I just...
What a nice... You know how screwed he got? Listen to this. He got next to 0 for Spider-Man. For any of those movies, Fantastic Four, anything. He... Talk about selling all your rights to something you developed. Oh, I'm positive, man. I'm not saying he wasn't comfortable, but he got screwed.
He got a part in each movies, you know.
Oh, I know. That's basically what he got. Was a cameo in each movie at about, what, 30, not even, maybe 3 million?
I wonder if he got more money for the cameos, though.
Stanley's network.
Windows, 25% off new siding and sunroofs. Plus,
Well, it'd be 0 now.
Well, it wasn't always the cameos, too, because even when you watch some of the Netflix shows like Jessica Jones or whatever, sometimes in the back would be a poster, like a political poster which had his face on it or something.
Just Google in how much did Stan Lee get for Spider-Man rights, Spider-Man movie rights.
30% off new Comfort 365 windows and 25%
Oh, they're never ending. He was in, remember, you guys ever watch Jay and Silent Bob back in the day?
They never fucking tell you his network, ever.
Well, he didn't make shit, man. I mean, for what he created. For what he created.
Yeah.
Frank Duran, the real estate man. Whether buying or selling,
What imagination.
better. We literally work to earn your business every single day.
Tetris didn't surprise me because it was soft, because it's, you find it, I mean, you sit in a restaurant, little games, table thing, I mean, it ended up everywhere.
He has stats to
And
prove.
phones,
He sells
they were saying it was
fast
top
and for
selling.
more money. We not only sell your home faster for more
Yeah,
money.
they were saying it was top
He had
selling.
probably one of the worst deals ever. Ever.
920.
Okay,
Income is the outcome that matters most in retirement. Hi.
he sold his company in 2014 for $4 billion.
Oh.
He sold his company for $4 billion.
Well, I'd like to see where you see that, because that is not anything close to what I heard yesterday.
Mark, he sold his company in 2014, Marvel Studios, for $4 billion, and he made with a salary of $1 million a year for life. That was his deal. Now, the $1 million a year was done years ago. I'm reading, who is the source here? I don't know, some fucking website here. Okay, so
to the fullest. Retire happy. Retire with Tucker.
I never heard he made a
$1
bad
million
deal ever. I mean, he
a
might
year
not have
salary
made
back
it.
in
Like the
1890.
Supremes and all that shit. You
This is
hear about that.
Winchester. In Winchester Arms. You ever been to that Winchester House in California?
No, I've heard a lot.
Now, Forbes is pretty
There is nothing about billions with him. The most I can find on him is $50 million. And they're saying that's high.
Everyone that was killed by Winchester firearm or ammunition.
Mark, he could shit
She had a
$50
bunch of
million.
family members.
I don't think
Look
you're
at
right.
Forbes.
She went to
Fucking look
meetings.
up Forbes.
Okay,
That's what
well.
just told me. Look it up.
Forbes sell this damn company because they sold arms to both sides.
Oh, of course. War's good business.
Yeah, it was good business for them because they sold to both sides. And they were really, really wealthy.
Let's see.
She got something
I mean,
like
it doesn't matter what he did in the past because they came back to him
plus $1 million a year salary.
I just heard an interview with him that was playing where he's saying he's made the worst business decisions
he
ever.
probably did in the old days, and then made up for it.
There's nothing I find over $50 million. Nothing.
Except he sold his company for $4 billion.
Well, because
to
we had
Disney.
completed additions that were planned for it, but
No, he sold it, and whoever owned it sold it to Disney.
National Park now.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Revitalized Health is a clinic that does
BioT treatment and more to optimize your hormones. That is Revitalized Health, but don't even bother remembering that. Just remember, three brothers got together and did a clinic to defy aging. They're doing BioT, okay, and they're out at 470 and Ken Carroll, and they also do other treatments like Juvederm and other things. Like Juvederm, Botox, and those things. They also have a way to naturally stimulate your own collagen, so your collagen grows, and it's like a permanent filler. Now, this is the website I want you to remember, thehormonebros.com. Just remember that. They do a great job. We're getting glowing reviews. thehormonebros.com. Okay, Debbie. What's going on with you, Debbie? Welcome to the show.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. What can we do for you?
Last Friday, I was in traffic, stopped at a stoplight, and the vehicle in front of me decided to just back up.
Ugh, God.
And ran smack into me.
But does it look like a rear-end collision? In other words, are they saying you ran into them?
No. They admit that they...
That's wonderful.
You know, and we tried to wait for the police. But 3.5 hours later, we said, okay, we'll just exchange information. And I did talk...
Yeah, for minor stuff, police put that on the back burner. It's hard to get them out there.
Yeah. And so I got, you know, a claim number and all this kind of stuff, and they were supposed to call me within 24 hours. And okay, so they didn't work Saturday and they didn't work Sunday.
We're talking about the general, for goodness sake.
Yes.
Jeez, you know what I'm saying.
I know.
God,
and so I've left a couple of messages for the adjuster. He hasn't called me back.
Why did you go to the general?
I didn't know. The guy that hit me has the general.
Oh, well, you don't have to mess with them. Why are you messing with them?
Well, because I'm already having to put my car in for hail damage, and I didn't want to go through my insurance company again.
But hold on a second. You go after the driver. You don't have to mess with the insurance. It's not your obligation. It's his. You go after him. How much is your damage?
It's going to be a couple of $1,000s.
No, you file a small claim in small claims court immediately. And I'm telling you, this is what happens. People get into this weird kind of suspended animation where they don't know what to do because the other insurance company is treating them like crap. Forget about them. Go after the driver. The day that you file that suit and he gets served, you know what he's going to do? He's going to raise hell with his insurance company to get in touch with him. And if not, you're going to get a judgment. So when you get the judgment, his insurance company is contractually obligated to pay. I don't know how good the general is, but I know this. You are barking up the wrong tree. They don't have to call you back. They do not have an obligation to call you back. They don't have an obligation to talk to you. They don't have an obligation to do anything. Your contractual obligation is with your insurance company. That's the way it should be. Now, I'm hoping you got your hail damage fixed.
Well, that's scheduled to be done on the 26th.
And I'm hoping that I am hoping that the damage is so clear that it's not from anything previous. Is it?
Oh, it is. Yes. Yeah. I mean, the whole front bumper is cracked. He had a big Econoline van, and just right. I mean, we're at a stoplight, and all of a sudden,
why did he do that?
Into me.
Why did he do that?
Okay, you want to hear?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
He had missed the turnoff into the parking lot for the marijuana store, and he was backing up so he could
that'll
turn
tell.
into the marijuana store.
And he admitted that. So the police never came. Just be careful, man, be careful, because I'll tell you that these people, once it gets to their insurance, they change their tune, and since there are no witnesses, you may have a trouble.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for your advice.
All right. So go after that guy. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay. So it's car day. Let's talk cars. If you have any questions, problems, or complaints, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. That's right. You can call immediately, and you'll get right through. We have some open lines. The Art of Granite is A place you can call right now, and you can get your kitchen done and get a price on the phone. In other words, so many people shop around, but these guys have to come to your house and give you the spiel. It doesn't happen with Art of Granite. Let me just say this. Because he charges wholesale for materials, and because he doesn't charge for the bathroom when you do the kitchen, and because he doesn't charge for tear out and haul away, what he's charging you for is fabrication and installation and a small markup on the cabinets. If you want to get a price, you call him, and he'll instruct you what to do. Like he'll say, get the square footage, and maybe send me a photo or two. And then you will get, at the Art of Granite, a price on the phone, and it will be within maybe $100 or so.
Mark and Suzanne have done this more than once. Call him. He's open 6 days a week if you want to go to the showroom as well, and that's in Golden. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. artofgranite.net.
I know somebody got backed into, and they said he rear-ended him, and he did the perfect bluff. He said, what if I tell you that I have a dash cam built into this mirror, and when I go to Mercedes and download it, I'm going to nail you for a false police report also. And so they changed their mind. But did you hear what he said? What if I tell you?
Means he may or may not.
He didn't have it. There are cameras built into newer cars. Yeah.
I was at
but he bluffed
my wife's sister was having trouble with her ex, and he stole her cell phone. So I ended up at the house at this guy's door trying to get the cell phone, right? So I'm knocking on his door.
Why?
And he's getting pissed, and he's nervous, and so he calls the police. So the police show up, and you know, what's going on? I said, the guy's got her cell phone, he won't give it back. He's like, there's not much I can do about it. I go, the guy seems a little nutty. Why don't you just go up there and tell him you can triangulate his position and know it's in his house and see what happens.
Pause this.
First, the cop goes up. Anymore, I'm going to kill myself. Well, that's all the police need to hear. Now he's a threat to himself. Now they take him out, put him in the cop car, and he's going with that.
There it is, right?
Did the police officer say those words, what if I tell you we triangulated?
Yeah.
He
didn't say, what if I tell you? He just said, you know, listen, we've got equipment back there, we triangulated it. You know? He didn't reword it.
Told to say it that way.
Yeah. He can say, you know, police can say whatever they want.
Oh yeah, they can bluff all they want.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
You know, I know some. And they don't catch that for 2 months. So that's what that lawyer did about his mirror. What if I tell you that I got that? I don't know. They can download that camera out of that mirror, and I'm going to go after you for false report. That guy changed his tune about that back into it.
System for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Dan Merrill.
That same lawyer ended up.
Do not let me forget, man. That's been in my trunk for like a week, and when I had to slam my brakes on, I heard it hit the back.
Well, you wouldn't have found me there last week anyway.
Oh, you were a puttin'.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that guy on Fox? They had a 16-point buck. He was tracking for 4 years, and finally got him.
Yeah. There was a kid in Iowa several years ago. Went up, finally old enough to go out on his own without a mentor, so on and so forth. He went up black powder hunting. Had a buck that he'd been seeing, been haunting the area, found tracks, looking for this buck, looking for this buck, looking for this buck. People kept telling him, you're not going to, you're running out of time. You've got 20 passed on plenty of good bucks. So finish the story. This is, you're going to run out of time. Finally, last day, he ends up nailing this buck. Wow. When he takes it into the taxidermist, he wants to get this thing, there were memories made out of it. On the way in, somebody stops him and offers to buy the head off this thing. Kid was smart enough not to do it. Cabela's turned around and ended up buying the rights to the thing for $5 million. Put it a Loaders of London insurance policy on it. Actually has it inside one of the stores, and he is the world record holder for atypical whitetail now in the United States.
That's crazy.
16 years old.
I didn't realize this. This guy read the article. So for 4 years he's been tracking this thing or whatever every hunting season. Finally, how he ended up getting it, and this will make sense to you, it didn't make sense to me. He was after a doe. So this buck was after this doe. He tracked the doe. When he saw the doe around him, he was up in his tree stand. He was bow hunting. When he saw the doe around, he was convinced that buck would be showing up soon, and that's how he got him. So he tracked the female that he knew that buck was after. Does that make sense?
It took a lot of studying to actually track a single doe. It's a lot easier to
I
find
haven't seen the dual tracks, though, the doe's tracks and the buck following.
Well, yeah, but, I mean...
It was huge, man.
A doe's a doe's a doe. It's one thing being able to look at rack.
Well, you have to tell somebody you're hunting.
Is 16-point crazy?
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. All right. We want to talk about cars, and we got a car problem here. Of course, we'll talk about anything you want. Charlie, go ahead, Charlie, with your 99 Cutlass tranny question. Wow, 99 Cutlass. How many miles on that, Charlie? That's not bad. Is it running well? Is it the... What? Oh, is it? At what speed? Yeah.
T350.
Not for the whole day? Really, but it's usually the first run in the day.
Do you notice if the whine changes pitch, sound, direction if you turn the wheel when it's occurring? Turn the steering wheel?
Really?
Yep. So it starts steering wheel.
Other than that, and even when it's whining, I'll open the window, and it just seems like it may be coming from underneath the car, and I'm just looking for any idea.
What do you think, Jeff?
Well, there's definitely some bearings and whatnot inside there that can be temperature sensitive.
It changes with speed.
Yeah, pressure regulator circuit that's actually a buzzing that you're mistaking for a whining that can also cause it. You know, obviously, if it does it regularly every morning when it's cold, it's something we could easily track down.
Okay. So
in other words,
it could. Yeah, this is. I could take it in, and you guys could.
Yeah, leave it with us overnight so that we can get a good cold start out of it, and that way we can narrow it down and say yes, it's in the transmission. No, it's actually your alternator or whatever the case may be.
And there's no charge for that.
No.
And he's right here on Arapahoe and Jordan. Where are you?
I live up in Lafayette, but I travel all over the city.
Well, you know, we got up in Longmont. We have. Hands-on auto tech. Could you figure out what it is, Tom?
Yeah, we could certainly pinpoint where the noise is coming from. We'd probably have to keep the vehicle overnight.
Yeah, just the same way.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
not worried about that.
Okay, well, I don't know what's closer to you, Longmont, Vista View Drive, or down on Arapahoe and Jordan, or whatever you want to do. But
it's hands-on up in Longmont.
Yeah, hands-on auto tech.
Cool. I'll call them on Monday and set an appointment then. I appreciate it, guys.
Sure. Hands-on auto tech. And then, of course, Kimmer Transmission is Kimmer Transmission. And we'll give out, toward the end of the show, we'll give out their numbers, see if we can weasel any kind of special out of them. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK. I think 303 Martino is not forwarding at this moment.
It will be soon, thanks to Comcast.
You can still leave messages. Now, Chris, with your throttle body, will get to you and other questions as well. Stick around.
If you've ever talked to someone who's owned a timeshare, I guarantee you've heard the horror stories. And if you've ever bought one yourself, you know they're true. And if you're one of those unfortunate few who are living that story, you might be wondering whom you can turn to for help. But the answer is actually right here in Denver, and it's Timeshare Termination Team. To start solving your problem right away, Timeshare Termination Team is here to help you today. And at your initial consultation, usually $199, but free for my listeners, they will tell you what it will cost to free you from timeshare bondage. And unlike with so many other companies, that price will never, ever change. They are the only company of its type with a flawless online reputation and a money-back guarantee. But Timeshare Termination Team has never had to give a refund because they have a 100% success rate. So to get out of your own personal timeshare horror story, including getting out of your 2019 maintenance fee, get in touch with Timeshare.
26 FLA?
Did you need something from me?
No, that's
okay.
766-2235.
That's not. What was the number?
You
know what the origin of tomfoolery is?
Is that the German, like the ZF transaxles?
Considering your name's Tom, I thought you would know.
The what?
That won't be real.
Tomfoolery? Tomfoolery.
Okay.
I guess it was in some kind of poem years ago.
The Formula little race cars, all the ZF transaxles, they were all.
Did the nuns ever say, "Quit all that tomfoolery, Tom"?
So okay.
Oh, speaking of which,
so tell us about the hunting trip.
I didn't know that you guys probably. I'm going to give you a little piece of info here that none of you know about this man.
I bet you I knew it.
He is a closet outdoorsman.
Closet?
This Tom?
This Tom was a closet.
Well, then that's a weird one.
He's a closet outdoorsman, and I have proof.
Yeah, let me see that proof. Was he glamping somewhere?
It's when you don't tell anybody what you do. You
don't
I actually have his name carved in the side of a tree, walking around in the woods.
Let me see.
You see that? Is that something you can superimpose?
No, but it was honestly, I took several pictures of it, trying to get a good picture of the whole thing. It says Thomas Martino.
Oh yeah, look at that, Thomas Martino.
Yeah.
I thought you did that.
In the middle of the woods.
In the middle of the woods.
Where is it?
This was, it's actually along the...
And it says 71? Is that part of it?
No, it's actually, if you go around it, it says 7550, or 75
Did you take other angles?
I tried a couple of them, yeah. The shallows.
Can you send that to me? That is so...
Holy shit, that wildfire. Man, every time you turn around, they're adding people.
Oh, California? Yeah.
There's like 600 missing as of last night.
I know, I heard that. I'm sure not a fraction of them dead. But
no, I think what happens is they get displaced, they end up with relative friends, and they never think to call.
And you know, that to me, if something happened, I was displaced, the first thing I would do is call everybody, tell them I'm okay.
You would think so.
Yeah, if you have any, well, yeah.
Yeah, but you'd have to call. You might call all your relatives, but what happens is the fire department shows up, your house is burned down. They don't know, because none of your relatives call in.
You're kidding.
No, that's a freaking riot. You got to be kidding me.
Wow.
And you didn't do it.
Where is it?
It's actually, it's along the old, it was one of the original homesteads on the old Spanish Trail where I was hunting last week.
I can assure you it wasn't him.
Yeah. No,
I can't see you carving something into a tree.
You're right, I never have.
I've never have either. It's an odd thing to do. You ever spray painted a building?
Yeah, all the time.
Well, not on, I mean, you might have spray painted on purpose.
Over the graffiti, yeah.
I have never done anything bad.
Well, some of those trees out there, I think the oldest tree I've seen out there was 1891.
How do you know how old it is?
So they tag it. Whoever wrote their name on there would also write a date.
Oh, I see.
Bunch of them back in the 40s and whatnot.
I thought you meant the oldest tree, meaning I'm going, there's trees way older than that up there.
The oldest tag.
I think I got trees in my yard older than 100. They say a foot, of the kind of trees I have, I guess they say a foot per year.
Are they ponderosa or
Whatever's in the Black Forest.
Offer ends November 22nd. Go to
They look like
pine trees?
Big ass Christmas trees, yeah.
Pine trees. They have real long leaf needles?
No, I'd say our average needles like that. They're everywhere.
They get everything.
Oh my God, they get everywhere.
I hate to be honest saying the whole time I'm here, but I rarely get a chance to sit down and get all caught up on stuff, and so this works out.
You got a good manager when you're gone, or you are technically? What do you have?
I was just talking to Jeff. I'm not pleased with him, to be honest with you. I was working on this guy at a restaurant.
Remember, we're always on.
I did. I don't think he fixed up the Facebook feed, but anyway, 6 months I was talking to this kid at a restaurant.
Oh, I like that.
You know, finally convinced him, okay, I'll come
Now that's a
by.
Halloween costume.
He calls my service writer Monday morning, and you know, he just says,
That looks like your wife might be
like,
No,
come in.
my
And
wife.
at the time we didn't, somebody manager says no, and that's the end of the conversation.
No.
And he's lost. So instead he goes to another competitor in Roma.
My wife collects them.
And that service writer engages with him, discusses with him, and gets him to come in without a courtesy deal.
I love that.
And so it's like, man, all this time I spent, you blew it in one phone call. It's becoming like a repeat. I'm seeing a lot of that. And the real slap in the face was, I found out last night when I went to the restaurant in Salt Lake again.
Yeah, it's a course.
Earlier yesterday morning, my manager was saying to me, man, do we still have Google on? Do we still have Yelp on? I'm not getting enough phone calls. It's like, you're getting them, you're not converting them.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by Rocky's Autos. It's car day. Rocky's, 63rd and Federal. Used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. Rocky's. If you want to know what a car costs, you just go there and look. They don't hide the cost. They don't football the price. They have a price, and that's what the price is. Now, they have some special buy it here now prices, and they have they have special financing too. 40 lenders to choose from. Here's the deal. They don't waste your time, okay? If you go there and you're looking for a car, you're going to find something. 63rd and Federal, and then you're going to decide if you want to buy it, and if so, they can originate the loan and get 100% approval right there. It's just straightforward deals. If you don't find something, so be it. You know what? You need to shop around. Put Rocky's on the list. Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7. 303-426-4646. Rocky'sAutos.com as well. Let's keep going. It is car day, and I have my experts here, Timber Transmission and Hands-On Auto Tech. And Daryl wants to talk about a Honda Accord. Daryl, what's going on with your Honda Accord? Now listen, on a 2014 Honda, brand new, when did that brake failure happen? Okay, here's what I want to know. Did they fix the damage? Okay, I just want you to know, Daryl, that probably never will you ever get body damage or structural damage covered due to what you say happened with brakes or surging, unless you know, it becomes an issue with the National Highway Safety Administration or a recall or something like that. So I'm just saying it's not unusual for a manufacturer to say, well, Daryl, you know, I'm really sorry your brakes didn't work so well, but we're not fixing that car. I mean, they'll fix the brake issue, but they're not going to fix the body damage. That's not uncommon. Almost no manufacturer will ever take that responsibility. Okay. When did it go out of warranty? Daryl, when did it go out of warranty? When was that? When was that? So you went out of warranty 2 years ago, right? Okay. Okay. So the bumper to bumper was 36,000 miles. Okay. And the brake problem. What I understand. This particular issue, the warranty expired 2 years ago. And you're still having the same problem. What is the brake problem? Daryl, for argument's sake, let's just say, okay, you established a problem while it was under warranty. Normally, if they can't fix a problem, and it's the same problem, and you brought it up under warranty, normally they'll still fix it. So are they refusing to fix it? Right. Wait a minute, Daryl, you are responsible to get a work order. You have no invoices from the several times you took it in. Daryl, do you have in your possession anything to prove that they worked on those brakes? What? So, Daryl, they never actually worked on the brakes then? No. Okay, I understand. So when you took it in for the warranty issue on the brakes, did they write down on the invoice complaint, brake complaint or customer complains of spongy braking or anything of the sort? Okay.
It's just spongy. Is that the only?
But Daryl, this is serious, okay? You're not going to get. I'm serious, man. Usually, when you have a warranty issue, they write it down, and you keep that for your records. And if you have no record of ever bringing it in for brakes, we got a problem. I mean, they're denying it, right? Daryl. I'm not talking about taking it in. I'm talking about taking it in for the brake issue. In other words, here's what you're saying. Hey guys, you never fixed this when it was under warranty. And all they have to say is, you never told us about it. Or we never worked on it. We never. Yeah. Okay, that sucks because, Daryl, you have nothing, not an email, not a text, nothing while it was under warranty complaining about the brakes. Wait a minute, hold on. Before we go to the newer issue, I want to ask you something, okay? What dealer is it? What dealer? Okay, Front Range sold to Maroney, right? Okay, now, next question. How many miles on your car? Okay, and when did you first have the brake problem again after warranty?
After the 500 mark, it was all the time. You could look it up. I took it in.
Daryl, man, you don't have to tell me you took it in. I know you took it in. You don't have to prove you took it in. Our problem, Daryl, and I don't really need to say this again, is not proving you took it in. It's proving that they failed to fix the brake problem. Okay?
Yes.
And we don't have any proof that says they worked on your brakes.
See, I had a conversation with him yesterday, and he already admitted, or kind of, seceded with me that
if we call them right now and demand that they fix the brakes because you took it in several times under warranty for the same problem, what will they say?
I just don't believe that they'll do anything.
That's right. Why is that, Daryl? What are they going to say to us?
Yeah, because it's under warranty.
What are they going to say to us, Daryl? They're going to say it's out of warranty, and we have no notes here that we ever worked on the brake system. Is that right?
Well, no. Well, they won't, because they've, like I said, this one is.
Daryl, I'm asking a simple question. If I call them right now, will they acknowledge that they have worked several times on your brakes under warranty and failed to fix them? Will they acknowledge that?
I'm sure they will.
Okay, then we're done. Hold on, Daryl, we're done. We'll get your car fixed. Well, I don't even know what the complaint is. Now, we'll go on to the next issue. But you just told me they wouldn't fix it because they're not acknowledging that they worked on them. But you're saying now you are sure they will acknowledge it.
All right, I'm telling there's two dealers here. I took one to Pueblo and one in Springs. One was the dealer that did the brakes in Pueblo. Yes, I believe they'll acknowledge it as much as I've
Are the brakes still a problem?
The brakes are still a problem, yes.
Okay, so you want the brakes fixed. I know you have another problem, but you want the brakes fixed. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and you said, unless I heard something, they wouldn't acknowledge that they worked on it before because there are no notes in the system. Did you not tell me that?
That's what they told me, yes.
Okay, but now you're telling me 5 minutes after that they will acknowledge it.
Because that's what I'm telling you. I talked to him yesterday, and I told him what they were doing to me, that they were not taking the notes of what. So I demanded them in August.
What's the new issue, Daryl? What's the new issue?
Oh, a squeak in the engine. That was been as well with the brake problem that I almost felt that they were connected with.
So, Daryl, you're telling me you have two problems that manifested now that were the same problems you had under warranty.
Yes.
Okay, so just go in and tell them to fix the two things they never fixed when it was under warranty. That's it. I mean, I don't know why you're calling me, because you just told me they're acknowledging it. I don't understand why you called.
Well, that's my point, is that they acknowledged what they did do, but they're saying that
maybe it was a different problem.
No, he is saying that he took it in for brakes and now a squeak in the engine while it was under warranty, and those two issues were never fixed. That's what he told me. If that's the case, then you can get them fixed. Because when you go to any Honda dealer and say, look, this issue was never fixed, and they'll look at your record and say, okay, it was never fixed.
Okay.
But why haven't you done that already?
That's what I'm doing. I'm going up for an appointment today. That was the bottom line. I was calling you to ask you advice for.
Here's what you do. Just please do this directly. Please don't get into a long story. Just say this. It's very simple. I have spongy brakes and a squeal in the engine, and they have never been fixed. I complained under warranty, and I took it in. How many times did you take it in, Daryl?
Oh, 10, 12 times.
I took it in 10 or 12 times under warranty. The issue was never fixed, and I demand that it be fixed under warranty because it was never fixed right to begin with. Daryl, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm just telling you what to do. And somehow, I think you trip over your own words, and you get way too complicated. And if they say to you, Daryl, we do not have any record of you bringing it in for those two problems.
Okay.
What will you say to that if they say that?
I'll say that they are out of their tree.
Right.
And they
you're going to say you have evidence of bringing it in. You don't have to get into details on that, but just say you have evidence and you've already talked to someone about this and you want to get this fixed. Would you call me back after your appointment today?
Yeah, I sure will.
Right. But please, Daryl, don't
get into my words.
Exactly. I have two issues that were never fixed. Okay? And I demand they be fixed because they're not new issues. They have been a problem since I owned this car. Don't talk about this guy said that, and that guy said that, and this guy said this. Please, don't do it. So many people involve too many variables, and then you start having people doubt you.
And Tom, don't forget, when he does that, he's got to have them document those statements on the work order when he leaves.
That's a good idea.
What's strange is that 10 times he brought it in and 10 times they never found anything? Is that what I'm to believe?
Yes.
Well, okay, it's possible he's crazy.
Okay. Daryl, there is another thing you could do. And Mark likes that joke, it's a nut behind the wheel, a loose nut behind the wheel. But Daryl, there's another thing you can do. Are you in the Springs?
Oh, no, I'm actually in Pueblo.
Why? Oh, Pueblo, okay. We have a dealer who would look at that free of charge for you.
Okay.
And tell you what the issues are, or give you an idea for you to tell the dealer. But I don't know if you'll have time to do it before your appointment. What time is your appointment?
It's at 2:45 today.
Yeah, you're not going to have time today.
Okay.
Just go and see what they say.
Maybe after he leaves there.
How often do you hear that squeal?
Oh, it's all the time.
Okay, all right, fine.
Every time he starts thinking.
All right, so Daryl, call us back, please. Please call us back. Now, we have a question about throttle body spacers. We also have kudos to somebody I don't know about. Are they on our referral list? Or maybe they should be.
They might need to be, Tom.
This guy has, or Kendra, I mean, this woman, has kudos for them. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
I want you to go to your computer and type in this website, gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter. That'll give you a form to fill out. That'll get you a free analysis of your lot and how much solar it will produce. You heard it from a guy the other day that did it, and he decided he's not going to go with solar, and he had his own reasons. So you see, Cam Solar is going to be honest with you. They're going to tell you exactly what you will pay for the system and how much you will save on electricity. What you want is you want to be able to get a system and pay no more than you're paying anyway for electric. Then, eventually, that system will be paid off and it'll be yours. That's the ideal. And no money down either because of the tax credits. So go to gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter. gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter.
Hey, Mark.
Now, do I have an insert here?
Did you catch that guy's disability that he has? With, when he never ever finished.
You are out of your tree.
He'd start to sing.
I
Well,
love that. That is my new
never.
thing.
I was listening very carefully.
40 seconds, I do another one.
Oh, dear.
That's a communication.
Tell Joe.
Disability that some people have.
Well, the bigger thing to me was 10 to 12 times he's brought it to multiple dealers, multiple people at these dealers, and no one can find an
But
issue.
he does have a communication
Tell him I'm
disability.
coming to him in this break right
If all he's
now.
got is a squeak occasionally, what do you do?
I was listening carefully. He was well, and then I went, but and he never finished a single sentence.
Okay, guys.
Now through this Thanksgiving holiday,
10 seconds.
23andMe Ancestry Service Kits are only $49 when you buy 2 or more.
All right. I'm Tom Martino talking to Joe Chiano, and he offers a program called Become the Banker. Joe, could you sum that up?
I mean, really sum it up. I say it's basically a retirement account. What do you say?
It is. It's a retirement account based on a very, very sophisticated life insurance product that builds wealth.
Okay, and when you say sophisticated, I don't want people to think it's complicated. I find it very simple. You're the one that handles all the complicated stuff. All I have to do is get life insurance, and then on purpose, I overfund it. And what happens to that extra money?
That money actually grows at a rate of 4%, tax-free. It's a guaranteed rate of return of 4%, tax-free, Tom.
Plus the dividend.
Plus dividends, which are the profits of the companies.
Okay, and when this money builds up, can I use it through my life?
Absolutely. This is a living benefit policy. You can borrow money from your policy to buy things, to pay for college, and eliminate or reduce paying finance charges to the local banks.
How good
is that?
I pay the charges to myself on purpose to shelter more money. Okay, so there is no penalty when I pull it out.
No. There's
Okay.
no benefits at all, and it's tax-free when you pull it out.
Now,
it's totally liquid.
What do I do in retirement with this?
You can actually take paychecks for the rest of your life, Tom.
And what happens to these mini loans I'm taking, because I don't want to pay tax on them, so they're not really income. The government looks at them as policy loans. So if I take these out through my life, what happens to the balances owed?
You can, well, basically the life insurance death benefit will actually pay those loans. So the death benefit is a prepayment of the loans.
So therefore, my estate will never be strapped with loans, and if there's extra money left over, we'll get it. Our estate would get it. So I don't see why anyone would not have one of these as part of their investment portfolio.
I agree with you, Tom. You know, this is the foundation of any financial plan.
And I'm not sure if people really understand it. So I'm going to direct them to this site, and then they can sign up for a seminar. And it's just becomethebanker.info. Becomethebanker.info.
Bigger rates may apply. Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Denver? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Denver area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Denver is a perfect market for my system, and this week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text your 5-digit zip code to 82,000. Seating is extremely limited, so text your 5-digit zip code to 82,000 right now, because this free ticket offer expires this Friday. Just text your zip code to 82,000.
It's the new Campus and Kafer Show. Afternoons 4 to 7.
Today at 4, Denver's tremendous Catholic Archbishop Sam Aquila publicly criticizes reaches for promoting gender fluidity.
And the Flat Earth International Conference meets in Denver today. What do they talk about?
I'm Tom Martino. Frank Duran, the real estate man, is the best. I don't know. In fact, I'm just to be straight with you. We got some real estate people pissed off at us because we talk about Frank Duran.
Oh, boy, do we.
Well, I'm going to be... listen, Frank is not the only good real estate person in the world. He's the one I'll use every time. There are other good real estate people. One of them got pissed off at me and says, I don't want to be on your referral list anymore. Okay, that's fine. Do I think that Frank, you have to go to him or you're going to get screwed? No. I just love the way he does business, whether you're buying or selling real estate, and he's just a good man. And I love him. So just the same with auto repair shops on our list. We have more than one. And then some I like better than others. And roofers. I know Jay Brett's personally, and I know the other roofers too. They're good. I mean, I know, for example, Genesis. They do roofs. They're great people. But, you know, you have your own preferences. That's why I tell you people to always shop, even within the referral list. So FrankDuranTheRealEstateMan.com is my guy, 303-920-1622. So go to the referral list. Even when I say go to this place, go to the referral list and compare for yourself. You might find someone else. You know, I tell you my preferences. I say, you know, go to John Fuller, because Fuller, he's just a good guy to talk to. He just is a friendly kind of guy. He's disarming, and he's not going to rush to get you off the phone. You have questions about your injury in an accident, he'll answer them. It's that easy. But that doesn't mean he's the only person in the world to use. But you can find that out by yourself. And I do that with all of my sponsors. I have the sponsors that advertise heavily, that we really send people to, and we love them. And then we have others as well. So,
and we actually use these people. I've used Frank twice. You used him numerous times.
You used John Fuller.
When Suzanne and I got T-boned by someone, my second call besides 911 was John Fuller, and he got us policy limits of that lady.
Yeah. Okay, and that's personalinjuryco.com. Okay, Kendra.
Hi.
You have been patient, and I do appreciate people holding on to give kudos. And this shop is not on a referral list, so I'm really happy when we discover new people. What happened?
Well, I had bought a 2004 Beetle, and I drove fine for like the first 3 weeks that I had it, and then the clutch started acting up, and some lights on the dash. So, you know, I called around and got a referral from a friend, and Ingram Auto Care Center is where I was sent. These people are great.
Where is it?
It is basically off of Ralston and Yukon.
Okay, here's what I want to say. Where is that, Ralston and Yukon?
It's in Arvada. It's off, actually, Wadsworth.
Okay, good. Now, I want to assume, for argument's sake and for discussion's sake, that that things get fixed accurately and they get fixed. In other words, what you bring it in for, they fix. But in addition to what we should assume with all shops, fix the damn problem or make it better, what else, what special did you like?
You know, their customer service is outstanding.
Now, what do you mean by that? I just want to know. I love doing research. What do you mean, customer service?
The customer service is fantastic.
What do you mean, like hello and how you doing? I mean,
no, I mean, they treat you like a friend there.
Okay.
I mean, when you walk in and start talking, Todd is the owner, and he comes out from around the desk and he talks to you. He doesn't talk down. He doesn't say, oh, well, you need this, that, and the other thing when you go in for a specific problem.
You don't feel pressured. You feel you feel like they're friendly. They're not talking down to you.
Yeah.
And they fix
great.
the problem.
And they fix the problem. And he told me, you know, when I picked my car up, he said, you know, if you have any problems with this, bring it back in. He won't charge you anything, and they will look to see what the problem is and fix it. They're great.
Well, you know what, Kendra?
I'm never going to use anybody else.
Thank you, by the way, for calling and letting us know. We appreciate it. Off the top of your head, do bad experiences come to mind with your car?
Oh, yeah.
give me, okay, you just had one in mind. What was it?
Yeah, it was with an older car. It was my PT Cruiser.
And what shop was this?
Oh, boy, I hate to say it. Fordyce Auto Center.
Okay.
And that's in Louisville.
But you know what? Do you notice how quickly it was on the top of her head, top of her mind?
Top of mind.
You know, because you don't very well forget those kinds of things. And I love when people
good
call
or bad.
Right. Yes, that's right. But people remember bad almost as much. I mean, almost more, I mean. Chris, tell me about these throttle body spacers. We have Jeff Fick from Kimmer Transmission and Tom Maggio from Hands On Auto Tech. What's going on?
Well, I have a 2018 Toyota 4Runner, and with all my new vehicles, I put a cold air intake on them, and I also redo the exhaust system to get them.
You do them with every car. With every car you have.
Every car I've had.
Really? Okay.
And my question is, I see a lot of information when you do the cold air intake kits. A lot of places recommend putting the throttle body spacer in. Again, it's a pretty easy install, but I don't know. There's 50-50 across
By the way,
the board on it.
Let me just say something for people listening. What he's talking about is normally a scoop that sucks in air for combustion is located under the hood. And it goes through an air filter, and then that's mixed with fuel, and it makes an explosion. That's what you get with combustion. And intake air, the engine is a giant air pump. It's sucking in that air, it's exploding with fuel, and then being pushed out the exhaust. Now, here's the deal. What people don't realize is a very simple modification like Chris is talking about. It's not always simple depending on the body. He's going to take the air from outside the vehicle so it gets cooler air. Now, before you go on, Chris, I just want to ask Jeff Vick or Tom, how much more power do you get from cold air into?
Well, it'll all depend on the system and everything, but I mean, you can definitely, probably a good, 4 or 5% increase. The colder the air, the more dense it is, and the more air you can get into that engine, the more power you're going to get.
Okay,
so things like a cold
but
air.
It's a good idea. Why don't most manufacturers make them so they suck air from the outside?
I honestly think they leave that open for the aftermarket, or they leave themselves room for improvement down the road.
It's price per unit. They got to punch a hole in the hood or in the side fender or something. What do you think, Tom?
It requires more maintenance. You're going to get more dirt on that filter. You usually use a cleanable K&N air filter, so you're going to have to remove that every couple weeks as opposed to every few months.
Anyway, but thanks for bringing that up, Chris. I mean, cold air intake is a very simple modification, and it gives you more power, and it gives you better mileage, too.
Yeah, his question's about the throttle body spacers.
All right, so now, what is your question, sir?
Well, just on the throttle body, there's a throttle body spacer, and from what I can research I've done, it goes, you take the throttle body off, it goes in, and it bolts right back up. What it looks like they do is they increase, or they somehow change the airflow into the intake manifold to increase power again, increase mileage, but like I say, there's so many variations on if they do anything.
Are you saying that these spacers are aftermarket?
They go between the throttle body and intake, so they're generally making the volume of your intake manifold a little bit larger.
Okay, so instead of just going straight in, they give you a little more space, a little more cubic inches?
Exactly. Or they might also have, some twists and turns in there and actually create different types of airflow to atomize the fuel and the air mixture better. So guys,
do you think those spacers make a difference?
Some of them can. Now,
depends on the vehicle.
Depends on the vehicle.
And depends on how much space. I mean,
I've had hit and miss with them. I put them on. Sometimes they help, sometimes they don't. Okay. But I always put the cold air intake on.
You do?
Always. Every vehicle.
Okay. Chris, really, you're probably as confused as when you called in. I mean, they're saying it's a hit and miss.
It really is. It depends on the vehicle. Some vehicles will benefit, some won't.
Well, it's only $100. It's worth a try.
It is worth a try. Where do you usually put your cold air intake? Do you put it on the hood?
No, this actually goes down, and it's a K&N. So what it does, it just opens up the system so you have a better flow directly into the throttle body, and it's still pulling air from the original factory hole that comes through a wheel well on the 4Runner.
Okay.
So it's still pulling air from the same spot, but it's pulling more in.
In one of the vehicles I did, I literally put ductwork to a scoop, a little tiny. It wasn't a scoop. It was called a NACA. It's a negative scoop, if that makes sense. It goes inward, and man, it really did a lot for efficiency. And the reason I'm being cagey about the vehicle, it was an experimental airplane, but it was amazing taking outside air as opposed to under the cowling. It's amazing.
Banks actually makes a scoop now for some of the GM models where it picks up the air underneath the bumper so you get the cool air off the ground and then sucks it in.
Wink and wink are bankruptcy attorneys I hope you never need. I say that all the time, but you know what? They're good people, and if you have a foreclosure pending, they can stop a foreclosure dead in its tracks, at least to give you time to think. Now, eventually you may decide not to go through with it, but they can talk to you about structuring your debt, getting a fresh start, or just settling debt. Winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Kaplis and Kafer afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
GenesisTotalExteriors.com. They do the roof, they do the gutters, they do the fascia, they do the siding, they do windows, they do doors, they do decks, they do fences. And then on the inside, they do your kitchens and your baths and your basements. In other words, it should just be called Genesis Total. It's GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Great people. I've known him for 30 years. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
From the Fox Business Network, another volatile session on Wall Street with the major averages mixed in afternoon trading and shares of GE falling and on track for its lowest close since 2009 as investors shrugged off further efforts by the struggling industrial conglomerate to shrink its GE capital business. The stock was headed for its 16th decline in the past 18 sessions. And Airbnb says it had the best quarter ever, even as cities across the U.S. have started clamping down on the short-term rental market. Revenue for the third quarter easily topping $1 billion as guest reservations boomed internationally. Airbnb acts as an online booking agent for homeowners to make some extra dough by renting rooms, apartments, and houses. However, its growth has drawn the wrath of the hotel industry in communities in the U.S. and abroad where locals are uneasy with the constant turnaround of guests in their neighborhoods and apartment buildings. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Hillary Barsky.
When weather hits,
the right wiper blades make all the difference. That's when the Michelin Man is on your side, helping you see better and drive safer with new Michelin Premium Wiper Blades. Designed with exclusive SmartFlex technology or frameless beam design, Michelin blades flex to the curve of your windshield, giving you unparalleled, streak-free, long-lasting, all-season performance. So when the going gets tough, be ready with Michelin Premium Wiper Blades. It's a difference you can see. Available at Walmart and other fine retailers.
This report is sponsored by 23andMe.
It is not a pretty drive in Commerce City right now, especially along eastbound I-270. Problem is the ramp eastbound 270 to eastbound I-70 remains closed for emergency road work. That entire stretch is stop and go. Avoid it if you can. Westbound is not much better. And both directions of I-70 slow in the elevated portion. A lot of people using that as the alternate, so a bit of a mess in the center of town. Northbound I-25 downtown, a bit stop and go there between Alameda and Colfax as well. The weather forecast, mostly cloudy for the rest of today with a high of 58. Tonight, a wintry mix likely. Overnight low of 27. Right now, cloudy and 50. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Now through this Thanksgiving holiday, 23andMe Ancestry Service Kits are only $49 when you buy 2 or more. Offer ends November 22nd. Go to 23andme.com/gift and get yours today.
If you've ever talked to someone who's owned a timeshare, I guarantee you've heard the horror stories. And if you've ever bought one yourself, you know they're true. And if you're one of those unfortunate few who are living that story, you might be wondering whom you can turn to for help. But the answer is actually right here in Denver, and it's Timeshare Termination Team.
Coming on.
To start solving your problem right
But that was
away,
before field dressing and cutting off. Some of the stuff you're definitely not going to eat. So we just quartered it up and took it out.
Oh. What are you doing with the kids over the weekend?
What it will cost to free you from timeshare bondage, and unlike with so many other companies, that price will never, ever
We just got another
change.
complaint on these guys.
Company of
They're
its type
horrible.
with
I don't
a
care what that
solid
guy says.
reputation and a money-back
I think it costs you more to get out than if you
guarantee.
stayed in your entire life.
Because they have a 100%
What are you doing with the kids this weekend?
Like I said, kind of like speeding, everybody does it. I didn't want that broadcast.
You do anything
Definitely
with the
let
kids?
people know.
No, God, no.
Fucking easy
No.
man.
My,
So I shot her with
I'm running out of shit.
4 to 6, and we didn't get back
Bowling
on
and flying,
until
and
9:30.
we do
I don't know, my
Sky
nephew
Zone
said it
and all
won't
that
figure it out, but you know how you
trying
get
to
Sky Zone not getting the
Yeah,
preference points.
Yeah, he said something to somebody, he lost all 15 points or so over the years.
Well, he has,
When the house
there's 2 ways that you can get those
Right,
restored now.
art, music.
Well, they're not restored.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so, this car broke down, Christy's car broke down in Kansas.
I'm not sure what we can do here. Christy, what's happening?
Well, I'm trying to find a way to get it here because I definitely don't have the means to
Okay,
go
what
pick it
happened,
up.
Christy? Tell me your story.
I came up here to start my job. I was in the process of moving up here.
From
got
where?
Called back,
From where, Christy?
Kansas, southwest Kansas. Garden City's where I'm originally coming up here to Pueblo from.
Okay, and what kind of job?
Driving rural routes and
Okay.
on mail.
All right, so you're transferring up, and where did your car break down?
Great Bend, Kansas, because I was helping get my mom moved in near my sister because she had a little medical emergency. I got called back to Kansas, and I was on my way back up here with a carload of stuff. And
Is your stuff still in the car?
yeah,
Where's the car?
it is in Great Bend, Kansas.
Like literally, where is it?
Yeah, it's on this guy that came to tow it, towed it to his wife's hairstyle shop, salon property. He has some repo cars there, and he just parked it on his.
Is he doing it
very
as a
end.
favor, or are you being charged storage?
No, he parked it there until we could come get it. So.
Okay, that's nice of him. Okay, what's wrong with the car?
I don't know. I was driving and it lost acceleration, and that was that. It wouldn't go anymore. So.
Tell me about the car. What year is it?
It's an 07 Lexus RX 400H.
Did you ever have trouble with it?
Nope.
How many miles?
I think it's about 144, maybe.
Why didn't you even try to get it fixed while you were in Kansas?
Nobody would touch it there. I called a couple of shops the day I was there, and they're like, well, we can look at it, but we won't work on it.
Wow. So, God, you're in a tough situation. How many miles away is that?
Is she in Pueblo?
Yeah, I'm in Pueblo, and it's like 8 hours.
It's 5 hours and 27 minutes.
Well, what
according
is
to
that?
this.
So it's about, I don't know, geez, 200-300 miles?
Yeah,
Is
it's a few hundred miles.
Okay, so listen.
334.
You got to get your car here, and you got to get it fixed. I mean, it may not even be worth bringing here. I don't know. How much stuff? Do you have a trailer, or is it everything in your car?
I just had stuff in there like TV, dishes.
How'd you
clothes,
get?
You know.
How did you get here?
My sister came and picked me up. I was an hour away from where my sister was, and got a Greyhound bus up here.
So now you're in Pueblo on a new job, and you need help getting your car. We need to think about this. No, seriously. I mean, you know, this is an unusual request, but it's a straightforward request. You need help getting your damn car.
And it's so far off the beaten path.
Well, she's actually not that far out of Wichita, which is a much bigger city. Might have somebody who want to work on that car.
I would say the most efficient thing is to get it fixed, not to bring it here. I'm serious.
So Jeff's saying get it to Wichita.
How far is Wichita from there, Jeff?
I'm not sure. I'm sitting here looking at it on a map. But
Here's what I'm
5 hours, I got to say it's maybe an hour.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we need to find a reputable shop in Wichita, and then we need to get your car there and get it analyzed, see how much this is going to be.
That's still, my God,
still 2 hours.
It's 2 hours?
114 miles.
But
it's going to cost a fortune.
But, oh, my God, I mean, what is she going to do? I mean, junk it?
I don't know.
I've had Monarch transport pickup cars for me for pretty reasonable.
Another way is if she's got friends and family still in Kansas, you go rent a U-Haul trailer for
$20.
There you go.
What a great idea.
My
Hold on.
sister won't do that.
No?
Set that down right away.
Wait, what do you mean? Is she?
Help.
Do you guys? Oh, do you have not a great relationship or what?
We do, but she won't help.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to be bluntly honest.
Okay. So, man, you're. Whew.
Jeff, what are you doing this weekend?
No, listen. You need to get that. We're talking about 300 miles away. You got to get out there, get the car, put it on a transport or something. You got to get it somewhere. I think bringing it way back here. Do you think that's the wisest thing? I don't.
If she could get up there with a trailer and tow it back with a U-Haul.
Here's what we have to do. We have to find someone with a U-Haul that will pull a U-Haul trailer for you to get that and bring it back. And it has to be somebody that we can check out. And do you have anything to pay someone who could do that? I'm not looking. By the way, we're not looking to pad our pockets or our sponsors. We're saying if there's someone who's willing to do that, like listening, is there something? Maybe some guy's out of work and he can use a few bucks. I don't know. I'm serious.
How much can you pay?
I mean, you have to. If you don't have money to get it fixed, then taking it back here is for nothing. I mean, do you have any money at all you can spend? You certainly have to have a contingency, right, for emergencies. Do you have anything?
That got wiped out. When I went back to Kansas, it cost me over $400 to wait for my mom's paperwork to clear to get into her apartment. I mean, it was a nightmare. It's a perfect nightmare.
You went back there from where?
Here.
So you were in Pueblo, then you went back to Kansas to help, or back somewhere to help out.
Yeah, because my sisters weren't going to be put out. They had plans that weekend.
My God. You had to go all the way back to help your mom. But
when I just started a new job, I lost my part-time job over it. They're waiting to rehire me until I can get a car or get my car back.
So right now you're not even working?
I am working my full-time job, but I had a part-time job that was like my dream job. And
how old are you, Christy?
Yeah. I'm 39.
There's a reason I'm asking. I was just wondering if you're a really young kid or something and made some bad choices. But do you have any friends that would help you with to go out there and get it? Do you know anyone?
I've tried. I've got a couple more people I can try and message.
No, I'm just saying you don't have any close friends here in Pueblo.
What happened when it broke down, too? Did it what do you think happened? Do you think the engine blew? What?
Maybe. I'm not real sure.
Well, what happened? You were driving along, and what happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
And it lost acceleration, and I cruised it onto the side of the road.
And then you tried to start it, and it won't start.
Yeah.
Would it crank over? Could you hear it go, wow, wow, wow?
It'll crank, but it won't turn over.
I'm surprised that your sister even came to get you the way it sounds. I mean,
are
they...
It could be something simple as a fuel pump.
Are they older or younger sisters?
Older.
Okay.
Older.
So right now, you just need to get a car here or get a car. And you need, I mean, I don't know, but how much... Is the stuff in that car worth anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's my stuff. I mean,
okay.
Wedding rings in there, you know.
And you don't have any money at all. You're hard up. You're hurting. You're working.
Yeah.
You used to work 2 jobs.
Stuff, yeah.
You're not lazy. You're not trying to get something for nothing. You're just trying to get
help.
help. Yeah.
You know, 'cause
All right.
I help everybody, and I can't get any help when I need it.
Christy, do you have an ex? I know that sounds crazy, but they can help.
Yeah, no, none of those lined up anywhere.
No kids, no adult kids, nothing?
No, no.
All right. She's alone. That's it. She's alone. A woman alone in Pueblo, and she needs help. We need to figure this out. I can't do it standing here live on the air, but we can take it in-house and see what we can do. I think ideally the cheapest way to do this is to get someone to drive out there, hook up a U-Haul, and haul it back. Really.
I was just thinking maybe somebody's listening and they're going to be traveling that way.
That's right. Or we can find someone. I don't know. We'll figure.
I just got off the phone with a dealership in Great Bend, Kansas, and he says there's like 3 or 4 shops that he could refer her to that could work on that Lexus at where it is.
In Great Bend?
In Great Bend, Kansas.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? That continues to be one of the smarter things. We can get you out there to pick it up if somebody could fix it, but we need to get somebody to look at it. That's the main thing. And so Clint, I want you to talk to Tom. Let's get these shops and see if any of these shops can look at it. How far from Great Bend are you? Are you right in the city? Christy?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in Pueblo.
I'm talking about your car. How far from the city proper of Great Bend?
It's in.
It's right in the city, right in the little town. Okay. So you must have not called all the dealers, stations, because there are some there that can work on them.
Okay.
So did you try? Did you even try to get it fixed out there?
I called a couple of places and they said, well, we have a way and we'll look at it, but we won't be able to work on it because it's a Lexus. And I was like, okay.
Okay. Do you have a credit card? Do you have a credit card?
I don't.
So you don't have even credit?
Mm-mm.
Do you have bad credit?
A little bit, yeah.
God. And did all this start? I got to take a break. But did all this start just because you went out to help your mom, or be honest, or were you having trouble before that?
No, the trouble was and hinged on I blew out a bunch of my savings to go back there, help get her moved into her place, get things taken care of for her, and then I started.
You were pretty settled. You had no problems here until you went out there and disrupted your life.
Yeah, the whole trip just.
Okay. All right. All right, and how long were you away?
About a week and a half. I got stuck there. I was only going to be there a couple of days.
You're telling me that a week and a half was the difference between total failure in your life and success? I mean, going out there for a week and a half destroyed you?
Yeah, because I don't have my car. I couldn't get to my other job. Yeah, it was just, it really just started a little spiral downward.
All right, hold on. I have to take a break, and we'll be right back. Now, SentryRV.com, way up on the turnoff to Longmont, 119 and I-25, or out in Lakewood, it's just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims. SentryRV.com. If you're talking about vehicles, today's car day, well, Sentry RV is there for you. 303-453-1111. New and used RVs. And they're a great service department, too, up in the Longmont location. That's SentryRV.com, 303-453-1111.
This report is sponsored by 23andMe.
Travel around town, not without its slow spots. Just avoid I-270 in Commerce City right now. They're still working on that ramp eastbound 270 to eastbound I-70. It remains closed, and it's pretty much a parking lot still. Both directions of I-270 very slow in Commerce City. Just avoid that stretch. Both directions of I-70 in the elevated portion between I-25 and 270, that's stop and go as well. A blip of delay downtown, of course. Northbound I-25 slow either side of 6th Avenue. Watch out for delays there. The weather forecast, mostly cloudy with a high of 58 tonight, cloudy skies, then a wintry mix late, a low of 27. Right now cloudy and 50. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Now through this Thanksgiving holiday, 23andMe Ancestry Service Kits are only $49 when you buy 2 or more. Offer ends November 22nd. Go to 23andme.com/gift and get yours today.
Income is the outcome that matters most in retirement. Hi, this is Carlin Tucker. I've been in retirement planning and wealth management for over 35 years. If I doubled your portfolio, that might not change your lifestyle. You'd still be you. However, if I doubled your income, that could make a significant impact on your retirement. Whether you're retired or want to see how soon that can happen, give me a call to set up a complimentary, no-obligation visit, and I'll show you how I can help you get the most sustainable income out of Social Security, your 401ks, your IRAs, your rental properties, and your brokerage accounts. When you know what's coming in this month, next month, and every month thereafter, you'll be able to enjoy retirement to the fullest. Retire happy. Retire with Tucker. You can reach us at 303-734-1234. That's 303-734-1234.
This is not an offer to buy or sell. Securities are offered through Tucker Asset Management.
Ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear The Sean Hannity Show this afternoon at 1.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
If Denver's talking about it, you'll hear it on 630 KHOW.
I'm here? Okay. 303-713-TALK. Okay, John Fuller Law said I gave some bad advice. And, man, I never knew this before. This is an important correction. This woman who had a car accident and the general was not calling her back, the other party's insurance, I said just go after the other party directly and sue for the damage to your car. Now, that's good advice if it's just a car accident with minor damage to your car, because you're going directly after them and then they're going to go to their insurance company. But John brought up something very important. John, go ahead, sir.
Hey, Tom. So this is a really important thing. Normally, it's totally fine to go run down to small claims court and file a lawsuit, and that will get you the desired results. However, we have a rule in Colorado, as in most states, that you can only sue a person one time for, for the accident. So if you sue that person for the property damage and that case gets adjudicated, you are barred from any further action. So if you have injuries, or if later on injuries pop up and you decide to pursue those, you are dead in the water. And not only will you lose, you can even be assessed attorney's fees and costs for the other side.
John, I never, ever knew this. So does that mean when you take their personal injury case, if you file a lawsuit in a personal injury case, they can't go back in small claims court and try to get their car fixed?
That's correct, yeah.
Holy crap.
Or alternatively, if I didn't know that they ran and sued them,
okay, right.
Eventually filed a claim, my client's case could get dismissed.
Okay, so it's very important now. When I say go after the other driver directly and get him in small claims court, we're not talking about any kind of a hint of injury. If you have an injury, you must get to an attorney, preferably John Fuller, to do the entire action. Now, John, usually in a personal injury, I know you don't do property damage, but usually, let's just face it, if there's a good case and it involves personal injury, they usually more than make up for the car damage, usually.
Well, the car damage is almost always taken care of in the first 30 or 45 days after an accident. I mean, almost without fail.
Yeah.
And it's going to get worked out. A better course of action, if you have full coverage insurance, is just to file that claim under your own insurance, and your insurance company will then turn around and go after that other company. I don't care if the general, wants to not respond or not. There are internal mechanisms that would have your company be able to collect and get your deductible reimbursed to you. So that would be a safer route if there was any doubt about having any injuries.
This is really important. This is really important. I've given this advice out before. So John Fuller is saying, if you're going to go after the other party directly and ignore their insurance, like I tell you to do, you only do that in cases where there are absolutely no injuries and no hint of injuries. Because as he said, sometimes you get into these and you say there's no injuries, but they surface later on. So I just wanted to make that correction. John Fuller, that's why I say call him up, man. If you're ever in an accident and there is a hint of injuries, you need to ask questions. Man, and he'll answer them free of charge. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. Thank you for texting me. I appreciate it. He texted me, you're all wrong. And I wanted to find out what he was talking about. Hey, Paul, you have a comment on this woman whose car broke down in Kansas, Great Bend, I believe it's called, and she wants to, I don't know, she needs help. What do you have to say, Paul?
Yeah, something struck me interesting. She said it was an H. That's a hybrid Lexus. It's an old hybrid Lexus. Usually the hybrid batteries don't die on them, but at that age, I got a feeling that hybrid battery died, and that's going to exceed the value of that car.
Oh, my goodness. I never even thought of that.
It's not worth fixing. She said it was an H, and that's a hybrid.
How much would those batteries cost?
They're down quite a bit. They're still going to be. It's still going to probably cost her about $3,000, $2,500 to $3,000 for that hybrid battery, and I got a feeling that's what's died on it.
Is that would the car just stop if the hybrid battery went bad?
I think it probably would. Yeah. Eventually, if she's on the highway.
Tom is saying it wouldn't. Tom.
No, so they can, when the hybrid battery goes completely bad, they can still run off of the engine alone. So it shouldn't cause it to stop or not be able to.
Anyway, I didn't know it was a hybrid. Did you when you asked about that shop out there?
I missed the H, but
Could
typically
be expensive, though. So now we have to rethink this. There may not be a person who can work on that H on the hybrid. Well, we're out of time. Don't forget Kimmer Transmission and Hands-On Auto Tech in Longmont. Kimmer Transmission is at Arapahoe and Jordan. Save all your problems for me.
It's never been easier to get rewarded at Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk. Sign up for the Fan Club because all new members win up to $1,000 fan play or other great prizes. Membership is free, and all new members are instant winners. Plus, provide a valid email address and you'll receive an extra $5 fan play. So come on down and let the winning begin at Isle Casino Hotel Blackhawk.
Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. See official rules. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better.
So a bubble gum, there wasn't the ashtray. Yeah.
Have a good weekend, everybody!
Or just tying up the cords with, oh, I lost, so I'll just try again. Oh, I lost, so I'll just try again. Oh, I lost
what are your hours Thanksgiving?
On Thanksgiving?
Yeah, you're going to be open what?
Oh,
noon to 5?
Well, you know, it's the same hours we hold on February 31st.
Investments in securities.
Do you close Friday also?
Visit us at Fisher Investments.
Yeah, we don't close that many days during the year, so when we do get a chance, I like to get the guys out.
That's not true. You close every Saturday and Sunday.
It's such a funny time.
Every one.
Every single one.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah.
That's not true. My mommy says I am perfect.
Actually,
I'm lying when I say that.
She had me tested.